he was charged with blah, blah, blah. In count 2 of the indictment, he was charged with blah, blah, blah. So it's count I.
I thought you write Roman numerals when they say Roman numerals. Right, we just have to know when to change it to Roman numerals.
Yeah.
And that does, I got it, it got dinged on a jury charge.
You know, and I don't know that you would necessarily know this either. You know, I don't know that I would set it up that way.
Put the number.
I would probably put the number. And it wouldn't be wrong. But, I mean, if that's the way that it's set up, in that volume number, you know, say they're talking about some encyclopedias, and it's volume number 23. And that's the way that they're, you know how the old encyclopedias used to be set up that way, you know, with Roman numerals? Then that's the way that it would need to be set up. Okay? But it wouldn't be wrong if you put 1, 2, or 2, 3, because it's 23. They're still going to know what you were talking about. But it's more correct like this. And if that's the way that it's done, then you probably need to do a little bit of research and make sure that it is 23. All you have to do is Google it. What?
This is all for if you have it in conflict, like set it up in conflicts, like article, like for example, volume number. I mean, wouldn't
The
you
more
define
you
it?
use it, the more it's going to know what you're doing.
It does, it learns, it takes it a little bit.
And it learns, it starts learning.
Mine
So
I
it'll
have-
start doing it.
I have some now where it will automatically, in my test, know, and it'll guess correctly.
Okay, well, okay, so I don't have the artificial intelligence on my Eclipse. 2, I turn it off.
Oh,
It's recommended that we turn it off so we don't, anyways.
okay, whatever.
2, like for example, the conflict right here where it says number and the NO period, and that's the command for whatever comes after that NO period is gonna be a numeral, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I write number, I believe I don't even remember, I can't even tell you right now. Anyways, I know how I write number, it's NURM, that's how I write number.
Okay.
Okay, so now, I don't have a conflict for this, I don't have a definition for, or I don't have it defined where it comes out NO period with whatever number that comes after it, because I don't have a conflict for it. So I mean, if I just write out number 12,
How do you do number 12?
I write it out, number 12.
NURM
And then
12?
TWEFL, or, yeah, number 12.
Well, that's why it's saying put it this way. So it'll know that when you write it with a number, when you write NURM with a number, then it knows to set it up like that.
Okay,
That's what it's telling you.
okay.
Okay? It's not telling you to write it different. It's telling you when you write that same stroke for each of these things, article number, Bates number,
Oh, so anytime
Whatever,
you put a
patent number.
after it, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So you don't have to tell it, when it comes with 12, I always want it like that. No. All you have to do is tell it that there's numbers, a number, or numbers. This doesn't really matter. It doesn't really care how many numbers are there. Okay? It could be 50 numbers. It doesn't matter. That right there tells it that there's a number coming after this stroke. And then it needs to be in numeral form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not ONE, TWO, THREE, none of that. Okay? So it's already telling it needs to be in numeral form.
Do we always have to write number like that, no matter what we're talking about?
If there's a number that follows,
Yeah, like look at shirt number 6, look at towel number 30, they're not saying exhibit. Is that the right number?
most of the time that's how it's done. But most of the time you're going to see it with like exhibit. Well, State's Exhibit number 3 says State's Exhibit NO period 3. And once again, it's not gonna be wrong if you don't do it that way, but it looks better. That's the way it's usually done, okay? Does that make sense? Liar.
No, it does, I'm just trying to think of another scenario
Okay.
where maybe the witness is talking about
Okay.
numbers. Do I need to write number in O period?
All depends on what it is,
Depends on the,
on the context. You know, just, and the thing about the English language is there's no set rule for anything.
so subjective.
So some of it's gonna be different because that's the way it looks when it's set up. And you'll understand more what I'm talking about when we go to numbers, when we start talking about numbers, okay? Because numbers is way different, okay? And how when they say, I can't even think of the example, but they talk about 1,000,000. Well, you can put 1, 000, comma 000, was it comma 000? Seriously? Or you can write 1,000,000. And there's a way to change it in your user settings where it knows that if you're talking about 1,000,000, but if you're talking about $1 million, it knows to set it up in that and whatever. But we'll get to that. We'll get to numbers. Any more questions about this stuff? Slop strokes. See where they're talking about exhibit? Exhibit number. Well, which exhibit number was it? Well, you don't need to do it. I mean, it's not a specific exhibit. They're just talking about an exhibit and what number it is. Oh, they're talking about exhibit number 3. Now it sets up different. You see how it's different right there? You see? And how, you know, they're just talking about an exhibit number. Well, I don't know, which was the last exhibit number that we left off on? Well, it's not exhibit NO. What's the last exhibit number we left off? Because it's not a specific exhibit. Now they're talking about a specific, oh, we left off on exhibit number 3. Now they're talking about a specific exhibit. So now it needs to be capitalized, put in this form with the 3.
So anything specific? with
Yeah.
the number.
Not, but I mean, it's not always. It's not a standing rule on the NO. It's not.
So what if the girl is sitting on the witness stand, she's talking about nail polish, she says, you know, I number my nail polishes, I had nail polish number 1 here, nail polish number 2 here, would you write NO at that point?
Probably not.
No?
Mm. But if she said, you know what, I use Chanel number 3 nail polish. I don't know, shit. I don't know.
No, but, okay, so
But-
for that example, but it would still come out as a conflict on the transcript, where you can go and you can select 1 or 2,
Yeah.
right? It would come out like this, now which
But
would
it's
be
it's
1.
gonna know that if there's a number, that it's probably gonna set it up like that.
Right, but like you said, like how the first example she gave,
Yeah.
you're like, well, no, probably not. But if she said Chanel number 3, then yeah, you would do any.
You would have to define polish or nail polish with it and have nail polish like that and then have nail polish number blah blah blah.
Or we could just go in and select either number 1 or number 2.
So I mean it all depends. Like if she's saying I go in there and I do nail polish, my nail polish, all the reds is number 1, the blues are number 2, the whatever. Okay? But if you're sitting in a deposition and they're talking about something that somebody got sued over because of some nail polish, and it's like, you know what, now we're talking about nail polishes. And now we're talking about Chanel nail polish or whatever, I don't even know. I mean, I'm gonna use Chanel, I have no idea. But we're talking about Chanel nail polish. Well, you know what? her finger got messed up when she was putting on Chanel polish number 4. It wasn't Chanel polish number 3 because that one doesn't have the acrylic blah 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 in it. Chanel polish number 4 had the acrylic stuff in it. I don't know. Bear with me. I'm trying to make an example of this. You're fixing to get whacked with this stick. So, you see what I'm saying? When they're talking about a specific thing, not, well, I do it nail polish 1, and the blues are nail polish 3, and no. But when you're talking about a specific nail polish, then I would do it NO. And that's probably how they do it on the specific nail polish.
So that's my question, because I think Chanel nail polish, they do have something like that where it's NO.
There is Chanel polish.
Yeah. And I think
That's what I was.
Holla. I do my toes with it, so I didn't know about the nail. It was the toenail.
So I'm wondering, were you seeing that because that specific nail polish bottle is named like that?
Yeah.
NO.
Probably.
But if it wasn't, if it was OPI nail polish, you wouldn't say OPI number 3, OPI number 2, NO.
If that's the name of
They
the
don't write it
polish,
like that.
They don't, they come up with crazy.
if that's the name of the polish, then I probably would.
Because the nail polishes have their own specific names, their
Okay.
crazy names. But if
Alright.
I'm saying I refer to them as this is number 1, this is number 2, would I put NO or no? Because that's not how it's on the bottle.
I would write it out, number 1, number 2.
If you're talking about a specific brand, I might. No, I mean, because if that's not the way that they do it, then you wouldn't. You're just saying, like the 3rd nail polish from OPI. That's not the name of the nail polish.
Right.
So, well, which one was it? Of these 3, which one was it? Oh, it was OPI number 3. Yeah, I might do NO3. But I'm telling you, it wouldn't be wrong if you capitalize OPI, capital N for number, NUMBER 3. It wouldn't be wrong. It's kind of the way that it looks better. And you'll kind of know. You'll kind of know. I mean, just like when they're talking about table 12. Well, I mean, which table do I sit him at? I didn't know which table to sit him at, so the hostess told me, go to table 12. What's a specific table? Or table number 12. I'd probably do NO, 12. Table number 12. But it wouldn't be wrong. I don't think there's really a wrong. If you want to do the exhibits that way, nobody really does it that way. It's always NO.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to be careful, like when you do mark too, and it comes up, whereupon blank, exhibit NO 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, that's 3 different exhibits. So it's not exhibit number 3, 4, 5. Now it's NOS. Exhibit numbers 3, 4, 5. Does that make sense? Okay? So be careful on that too. Okay, any questions?
No.
Thanks.
My brain hurts now.
Hmm?
Now that you've made my brain hurt now, no. That's an awful sentence.
You got that right. This one?
PM, 3 PM, I guess that time, I guess is what I guess. Guess so, yeah? I did, really.
I have no idea what you're doing. I'm gonna go off for just a second.